What's up, Blookshies? It's a little nighttime action here going on. So I'm going to show you guys something. A little project me and my fiance be working on, a little weekend project here. Got a little pond here. And tonight's a little how-to. I'll show you guys in the backyard what we've been working on too. Pretty nice. But today, what I got for you guys is a GFI outlet for a pond outside outlet on a quad box. Call it quad box because it's instead of a single gang, you're heading two in here. Quad box, I don't know. You got four outlet spaces, four quad. So the way this works is I got a line right to the breaker box inside of here. And I got a line coming out here, it's going to go somewhere else. But what I have here is a GFI and an outlet. Now, instead of wasting your money buying two GFIs and putting them next to each other, you just buy one. Because if you have an outside outlet, it should always be on GFI. So, I got a GFI on one side here, and I got it regular on the other side. Because the GFI has a line side. I don't know if you can see that here. I'll shine a light on it. The line side and a load side. I think I explained this before in my previous videos about line and load on GFI. Well, the way it works is these four wires are here are going to be power in and going out somewhere else. But the other part that this wire is going to go somewhere else is I don't want to be on a GFI because I don't want to have it trip off all the time. So that's why these two parts are going on the line side. The load side, however, is going to this regular outlet on this side here. Because I already got everything grounded, and you see here, you see this green screwy here. I wrap my ground around that because this box is metal. Whenever you have a metal box and you have wires inside, you always want to ground your box. When they use most of the times they're newer boxes. They usually come with a green screw right there. So I just take my ground wire here, my bare ground, wrap it around, tighten it down, and send it to the grounds on the outlets here. You can there's so many ways you can ground a box, but I figured it all does the same thing, depending on how everything is tied together. Because you think about it, this box is made of metal, right? If there were a fault to occur, this ground screw here is tied to this metal frame of the outlet. And this frame right here is touching this metal box. It all has connectivity. It's all touching each other. So if fault were to occur, it go through this box, go through ground wires, and wrap to it, and go to the ground. I don't know why. I guess by code you have to have everything tied together. So I got pigtailed here. I got pigtailed here. That's this little wire nut here, and I got it going to the GFIs and going to the box. So the load side now, the line side is going to go to a dryer outlet inside my house. I'm going to have it go to. The load side, however, is jumping from here to this outlet to power this up. This is just in case if I have something plugged in on this side, it will trip out the GFI on the load side. Because basically what happens if you have anything on the load side of a GFI that's like down the line or down a home run or down another run of a wire that's hooked to the load side, if anything were happening down the line of that load side, like a fault or something like that, it'll trip off this GFI on the load. Like you'll trip off the GFI, and the GFI wouldn't have power until you reset the button or until you fix the problem that's happened. So what I've done so far, I got the box installed. All I did was basically just took a screw gun, screwed into the house here, and real simple. You gotta put a little caps on the top here so no water gets inside there. I might caulk around the top here, prevent water from coming into that box too. And like always, guys, your green screw here has a bare ground wire going to it or a green wire. Your silver screw mainly is always your white on an outlet. Your white wire goes on your silver screw. Black wire goes to your gold screws. And GFI, there's always a line side and a load side. Remember, the line that's coming in to power up the GFI goes on line side. If you want everything else to be protected on the line continuing from that GFI, that line continuing going to something else from the GFI goes on load side. That's all I felt like telling you guys. So when I get this thing finished up here, I'll show you what it looks like. Then we'll go inside the basement. We'll finish up inside there, and I'll show you more things I'm gonna be doing to this line I ran out here. All right, Blokes, you need to stick around for some more action. Yeah, we'll just like fast forward this part right here, just like that. So I'll stick my wires in here. Take my screwdriver. Tighten her down. And let the lights one out. Let me fix this thing here. So basically, I'm going to tighten this screw down for the two lines coming in to the line side, the neutrals. Yank on them, make sure they're tight. Flip around. Do the load side now, or do the hot side. Okay. Now these terminals are different. You don't have to wrap around these ones because they're basically just inserts. Well, as soon as you tighten down that screw, you tighten down the part that's getting inserted there. A little tricky here, but I think I can get it. There we go. So I got that inserted there. Take my screwdriver here and tighten her down. Sure, yank them to make sure they're not moving. Tightening. Switch over to the flip side because I don't know if I got a strong bite on it or not. It's pretty tight. It's not really going anywhere. Yank on it, make sure it's not going to come loose. And then what I'm going to do is just the hard part, trying to tuck everything back in here and putting the cover plate on. And it just really sucks because I barely any room to move here. One false move, I'm slipping in my pond. Oh, God. I'll readjust it here. Hold on. I don't think you guys heard that. Alright, guys, so I got the outlet in and I got the cover on, so that's the finishing product. Now, the pulp right now is being ran off an extension cord from the GFI on that side of the house. Well, when I get done here, I'm going to plug this pump outlet here. The pump into this outlet to power it up from now on. So I don't have to use it. I don't have to worry about people tripping over that extension cord over there. So I got. We got a waterproof cover here, protected from rain, erosion, and stuff like that. Another thing is, I might come back later and caulk around the box here. So just further protect it from water damage. All right, well, come down with me in the basement. I'll show you where our next step is of this process. All right, guys. So next thing is I'm gonna put a dryer outlet up right here, or a washer outlet for my washing machine. So I just got a decent used washer or decent used dryer today, and I had to move it around because there's no space in this corner here, so I had to move everything around. And now I got it. Another thing is I ran another dryer outlet over there, and that old as this one for the old one. And this dryer still works, but it's just a piece of shit. It takes forever to dry my clothes versus this new one I got. Dries it within the hour. So I had to run a whole new line, because here's my dryer line right here. This old like cloth wire. Luckily, there's a ground this wire right here, so it's not really a big issue. And this wire inside here is the normal Romex, the normal rubber wire like every other house has. And I use this orange cable right here. This orange cable right here, it's size 10 gauge wire, 10-3, because there's 3 conductors. I have red, white, and the black in there for your conductors. I put them all in this box. I ran one through the old outlet in case I want to use this dryer, and run another line to the new outlet over there for the new dryer. But the thing is, the old washer outlet used to be right here. For the time being, I haven't run off an extension cord, because with the cord here for the washer won't reach over there. So that's why I'm putting this outlet here, so I can just, plug it right in there, have no issues. So what I did, that line outside by the pond I showed you, I ran a line from the breaker panel to that box outside, and then back to here. Now I put both the lines to that brick that comes from the breaker panel to the box outside, and the line coming to this box on the line side of the GFI. That way, if something were to happen outside, I trip off that GFI, this outlet's still be getting power, because I don't want my dryer tripping out or anything like that. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna just basically, it's real simple: black to black, white to white, ground to bare, ground to green. I got an outlet over here I'm gonna be using. Little tamper resistant. Another thing is, they call these things tamper resistance, a tamper resistant outlet, because I know if a lot of you guys watch these videos, maybe you guys have kids or babies. Newer houses, by I know new codes, the standard is every outlet has to be a tamper resistant outlet, unless it's being used for like somewhere where a baby can't reach it, or an infant. They call them tamper resistant outlets because they have these. It's like you have like I know in older times when I was a kid, they had these plastic like little outlet thing covered on top, just placing over top of the outlet. These things right here have them inside already. The only way the power is getting inside there now is if somewhere fit that slot where to go in there properly, then they'll push the plastic part in, versus a little kid sticking a fork or something in there and shocking themselves. That's why they create these tamper resistant outlets, just for that reason, just so babies won't stick a fork in there or stick something metal in there and shock themselves. That way there it's blocking the paths there from to get shocked. So what I'm gonna put this outlet in this box to power up this dryer outlet, and that's all I'm gonna take a few seconds to do. I'll show you step-by-step process. So what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna trim the insulation back here with my carry dikes. I'm gonna pull this back here. I'm gonna pull this back here, and we're gonna strip this thing real simple here. Make sure your insulation is inside the box like always here. You don't want no insulation sticking out of there. Trim back, you want maybe out. You don't need this much. You could always have more, but you usually want to have like 6 to 8 inches. So I'm going to leave about maybe 8 inches sticking out of the box there just for shits and gigs. It's real simple here. All you got to do is just get my lineman pliers here. This is a brand new tool I just got from the Home Depot the other day. It's pretty unique. It has your linemans, your cutters, and it has a strip gauge here too. And you can stick your gauge in a wire in each of these numbers here. These numbers will indicate what size gauge you have to strip. Now the way it works is it's a size 12 wire right here. Let's turn it off. Oops. My elbow hit the power. My elbow hit the start button. Now, you want to take your wire here and put it maybe about a ½ inch over top the insulation. So this is 12 gauge. You'll crimp down. And as you crimp down, you want to turn and twist and pull out. That way, there, giving yourself some copper there to work with for your connection on the terminal. And do the same thing here. Put on the number. You want to crimp down, like so. You know, turn it a couple of times, pull off. You don't want to make sure you have the right gauge, because if you have it on the wrong size, you might be cutting the copper, which can cause that thing to come loose. You don't want that to be loose. I might want to stretch this a little bit more. This is a little short here. Another ½ inch here. There we go. Perfect. Now I'm going to take my alignment plot, my needle noses here. And like I said before, you want to make sure you make a little loop here. Like that. And like that. And like this for the ground. Okay, so first things first, your bare ground. Green goes to the bare ground wire here. My screwdriver, tighten it down. I'll tighten that down real quick here. Just like that. Take your white. Make sure it goes counterclockwise like that. Screw her down. Just like that. So that she gets tight. Just like that. And just tighten the actual one down just in case. You know it's not being used. Do the same thing for a hot. To your hot wire. Place it over the screw, tighten her down, just like that. So it's right, like, now as you see, you know, this turn, you know, like I think I explained this before, as this terminal turns, when you put it around clockwise, it's going to want to grab the wire and wrap it around grab the wire, the head of this screw here, the head, it's going to want to grab the wire as it's coming down and pull it back towards the insulation heavier. That way, you're making conductivity. All you'll do is just tuck it in a box and screw it in, put your plate on. That's pretty much it. So I'm going to tuck it back in the box here. I have to get a couple screws here for this one. Stick that back in the box like that. I'm going to screw it in. So I got the screws in now. I'm going to just basically tighten down and put my cover plate on. That's it. Okay, I'm going to screwdriver here. Tighten down. Like that. I could use my drill, but I don't know if my drill's going to reach on this back one here because that's in a really tight spot. I'm trying here the best I could. Down all the way. Yeah. There's hair in my mouth. There you guys go. Finish final product of that. All right, so this is our last and final step of the process here. Now here's the line going to the outlet and to power up that outlet back to by the washer. So this line right here, I'm going to tie this into the pound box here with on the one of these breaker slots. Very carefully. You got to be very careful now. Insert it in one of these hole, in one of these buttons here. Usually a button will take, like 2 slots of 2-wire cables. Sometimes you gotta jiggle around just to get it. There we go. So I'm gonna pull this through here, nice and carefully. I don't want to be touching this thing. That you don't want your ground touching anything hot in here. It's very dangerous. This part, you might, if you don't know what you're doing, get a qualified person. I don't want no one getting hurt and me getting blamed for anything like that. Okay. Now make sure you pull down some insulation from this line. Just like that. Just like that. Okay, got some insulation as you see. Now, the way this is going to work is you got your hot wire, your ground, and your neutral. And since this is on a panel, I'm going to put my ground and neutral together on one line down here. One line down here on one of these one of the neutral bars. Be very careful. You want to make sure you hold your wire away from the panel box so nothing gets touched, nothing gets shocked. So I'm going to take my strippers now. Strip this back to the length I want it to. Cut off the excess. Line your gauge up to what the size you want. Clamp down, pull off, and then very carefully. It's a really risky part right here. You take your neutral and your ground, insert them individually on one of the slots down here on this this bar. That bar right here, they call that the bus bar. Neutral bus bar, ground bus bar. So I'm putting this on this basically, this is an older panel. I guess older panels you have a neutral bar and a ground bar tied together in the same place. So I'm going to tighten this down on neutral from that line. Just tie that down real nice. Okay. Make sure it's not loose. Just want to yank on that just a tad bit. Make sure it's not loose. Okay, we're good. Then I'll do the same thing with the ground. The ground wire, do the same thing. Find an empty hole. Stick it in there. Make sure you have some coming. You want to make sure you have some coming like just to get hit like 1/8 of an inch or less sticking out from the other side of the screw there. Might be mindful of different electrical devices in here. You don't want to touch anything else that causes like a shock. It'll get you shocked or anything like that. So tighten that down. And slow until you get tight and yank on it. Just make sure it's not coming loose. Okay, so that's tight. Yank on it a little bit. So now it's time for the black. I got a breaker right here, 20 amp for 12 gauge, 15 amp for a 14 gauge, 30 amp for 10 gauge. Usually a range for your oven, stovetop. If it's electric, usually 50 amp. Your water heater or your dryer is usually a double pole 30 amp right here. That's usually 10 gauge. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take my wire here, very carefully line up. Just try it. You want to make it look nice. You want to try to line it up the best you can, eyeball it to the precise amount you need to the slot you're going to put it in. Because I got an empty slot right here, and I'm going to end up putting this breaker in. So I think that's pretty much the amount I got right there. I think is a decent amount. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take this, strip it back, get rid of the excess, strip my wire back here just a little bit, crimp down, twist, pull off, like so. A little trouble here. Twist around, pull off, just like that. Now you want to take your breaker here. You want to open the slot up here the best you can. Stick your black wire in here, just like that. You want to cut this a little bit short. You want maybe a 1/4 inch inside the pound, inside the breaker here. So I'm going to take this, put it in the 1/4 inch there, tighten down on it. Now this is the tricky part. You see that little plastic tab there? You want to try to link that, hook that bottom part in, and then push in straight, just like that. So now when I turn this on, I should have power. All right, so it should be on now. I got a ticker back here. I'll show you. Okay, so I just checked this outlet here. I do have power. I hit the trip button. Make sure nothing trips off. Good. So I have power. I have two yellow lights indicating that it is the correct wiring. So this outlet is good. We'll go outside and check the outlet outside there and make sure that has power too. All right. So now we're going to hit the reset button here. Make sure everything come on. See a green light there? Means I got power. Use my 3-prong tester here to test it out. I got a trip mechanism. Trip it off, make sure it trips. I'll set it real quick. Came back on. Do the same thing for this side here. Tripped out. So that means everything's correct. All the wiring's good. Job's done. Alright, blokes, stick around for some more Crocodile Buzz videos. Hopefully soon I'll be doing some actual nature videos, going out and catching some wild animals, explaining why they call me Crocodile Buzz. We should be having another barbecue sauce girl video coming out. Stick around for that. I know you guys love that series going on. It's pretty cool. Subscribe to Spring Loaded. Put him in the corner over here. Just for shits and gigs. You got some videos. He's trying to grow a little bit there. That's all I got for you guys. So, blokes and shiz, Crocodile Buzz out.